Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're out here at the range and we have with us the Huntertown Guardian lineup of 22 suppressors. We have several different suppressors here with us today. We have the B22, which is their smallest version. We have the Guardian Micro, which is a shorter version of their original Guardian suppressor. And we're going to take a look at all three of these suppressors. We have some additional suppressors here that we'll talk about as well, and we're going to do the testing that we're going to do today with the GSG 1911. And we have an assortment of 22 subsonic ammunition. We also have a decibel meter that we're going to do some measurements with. And then we also brought out our trusty thermal measuring device here. And we're going to fire a few rounds to these suppressors, 30-40 rounds, and take heat measurement readings from the cans themselves and see how fast they heat up and all that good stuff. I also have out here with me today Jared from 21st Century Firearms. Jared was kind enough to bring out this assortment of suppressors. And Jared, is there anything you'd like to say?
Well, first off, when it comes to the Huntertown Arms philosophy on suppressors, we wanted to give the end user the highest quality that we could offer and a price point that was just unbelievable. So in manufacturing the Guardians, we've used top quality materials, but we've streamlined our processes to keep the cost down so you guys get the most suppressor for the money. So today we did bring out the brand new B22. This suppressor right here, a lot of people have been asking us about when we were going to finally launch this. With the end caps, this guy measures just under 4 inches, 3.85 to be exact, so just slightly larger than a business card. It's not the quietest suppressor on the market, but I'll be darn pressed if it's not one of the smallest that's out there. So we're going to be giving this one a nod. Another new feature to the Guardian line that we've added just recently is the addition of stainless steel baffles. This has been one of the most highly requested features for the cans, and we're real happy to say, hey, starting Monday, these are going to be available for you guys to purchase. So we're going to be checking out both versions, the aluminum and the stainless steel today. And you know, if you guys have any questions, just shoot us an email.
All right, thanks, Jared. Now we're going to get started, do a little bit of shooting, get some measurements going, and show you how these guys, show you guys how these cans work. Let's get going. One of the other neat features about the Huntertown Arms Guardian suppressor is the fact that it uses a 1/2x28 thread pitch, which is pretty much an industry standard. Just about every handgun or rifle out there that has a pre-threaded barrel will have this thread pitch, but there are some that don't. In that case, Huntertown Arms actually makes a wide variety of adapters that will fit this suppressor to your firearm.
That's right. When we developed the silencers, we also thought, hey, we simplified the industry by using the 1-inch hex end cap on our silencers, so what could we do about the thread adapter? And what we did was put a 9/16 hex end cap or a wrench space on the outside of the thread adapter. So what this gives the end user is an uninterrupted barrel underneath the slide, so nothing's going to snag or going to hang. And it again gets rid of the most common problem that we wanted to face, the need for a specialty tool. So that little flat spanner wrench that was included with your GSG 1911, Walther P22, as soon as you put the Huntertown Arms thread adapter on there, you can go ahead and toss those out because you'll never need them again. 9/16" wrench, so your crescent wrench will do everything you need it to do. We make these for the Walther P22, the GSG 1911, the GSG 5P, the GSG 5PK, and the CZ 452 series of rifles. So if your gun isn't in 1/2x28, we can pretty much get a suppressor on there any way we need to.
All right, guys, so we're going to do a little bit of shooting. Now we have our pile decibel meter here, and this pile decibel meter actually measures in the C frequency range. And that's pretty much ideal for what we're out here doing today. You have A, B, and C frequency range. I just want to let you guys know that we're actually measuring in the C frequency range. Now I'm going to go ahead and set, now my voice is making this decibel meter jump up and down. Right now it's measuring out at about 69 to 73 decibels. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to step over 1 meter away from this decibel meter, and I'm going to hit the max button, so it's just going to measure the max decibel readings. And I'm going to fire the weapon from 1 meter away. So we ordered this pile decibel meter specifically to come out here and do a little bit of measuring today, and we're finding that the readings are a little bit erratic. What we do know is these cans professionally meter out at about 115 decibels or so. We're seeing this thing say around 70 decibels. Not really too sure about the readings that this thing is giving us. It seems sometimes to ignore the gunshot, other times it seems to capture it, so we're not going to put too much stock in the readings that we're getting from this meter here today. You know what, guys, we're having so much trouble with this pile decibel meter, and it's so unreliable, we're just going to see if it can actually measure this gunshot. Let's see what it says. Yeah, I think we're going to continue to have problems with this decibel meter. Okay, so we're going to take the standard Huntertown Arms Guardian 22 suppressor on this GSG 1911. I'm going to fire 5 rounds for you guys and try to give you guys an idea of just how quiet this pistol is with the suppressor attached. Now what I'm hearing as I fire the firearm, obviously I'm hearing the bullet strike the tree down range. I'm also hearing the action click on this semi-automatic GSG 1911. The action, I've been told, on a handgun such as this probably measures out around 105 decibels. So now I'm going to take the same ammunition, I'm going to fire it out of this bolt action CZ with the same suppressor attached. That's quiet. Now listen to the action of the rifle. Listen for the striker falling on this rifle. That's all I'm hearing. I'm hearing the striker fall. I'm not even really hearing the gunshot. And I'm hearing the bullet strike the tree down range. And this is the last round. Now, for comparison, the firearm's empty. I'm just going to dry fire it once, just so you can get an idea. That's extremely quiet.
So you just saw Tim firing the Guardian 6-inch can on the CZ452 with subsonic ammo. What I'm going to fire for you now is the new B22 can. The can that measures just about the size of a business card. We are going to be firing this can wet, as you can with any of the Huntertown Arms can. Now, by firing it wet, we mean putting a little bit of alibative material in there, such as water, wire pulling lubricant, grease, or even aerosol rim oil. Will work fine for this type of thing. What it does is it builds up a little bit of atmosphere in the can so that the first round pop is greatly diminished. So we're going to fire a couple rounds through it and see if it's as quiet as the 6-inch Guardian wet. Weapon is empty, 1 round of dry fire just so you get a comparison.
Okay guys, so what we're going to do is we have 2 pistols here, both the GSG 1911s. We have one unsuppressed Jared's holding, and then we have the Huntertown Arms Guardian 22 suppressor here on this GSG 1911. We're going to shoot them side by side to give you guys an idea of just how effective the suppressor is versus unsuppressed on the handguns. We both have 5 rounds each of subsonic ammunition. I'm going to start off by firing 1 round, then Jared's going to alternate with his round. I'm going to fire, he's going to fire. We're going to do that for a total of 10 rounds or 5 rounds each. Here we go. There you guys go. 10 rounds fired. You can probably tell from this video. Now I know the audio is a little bit different on these cameras and stuff, but it should give you a pretty good idea of just how quiet the suppressed handgun is versus the unsuppressed. So the Huntertown Arms Guardian suppressor is really simple in construction and in maintenance terms. So I have the suppressor apart right now, and it's just 2 end caps with 1-inch rings. So you have the 2 end caps, you have the tube, and then you have 6 baffles, and then a spacer. To assemble it, you just put 1 end cap on, drop your baffles into the can. Again, there's 6 of them. There's no special way to drop these in. You can just drop them in as I am here without paying much attention to how you're doing it. Just make sure that the orientation of the baffle is correct. And if this is the muzzle end, that you have the cone brought into the cone facing down. Then you put in your spacer. And screw on your end cap. That's it. Maintenance anybody can do with a 1-inch wrench. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our thermometer here and we're going to measure the temperature of this suppressor. We've let it cool down. It's measuring at 87 degrees or so. And as a control, this is a suppressor we haven't shot at all today. It's at about 83 degrees or so. So it's pretty cool. Now what I'm going to do is I have 3 magazines of 10 rounds loaded each, and I'm going to fire 10 rounds, take a reading of the suppressor, see how warm it is, and then after firing I'm going to take a reading every 10 rounds, and then I'm going to let the suppressor set for about 5 minutes and we'll take a final reading just to get an idea of how warm this suppressor gets when it's being used. Here go the first 10 rounds. Now we're using regular sonic ammunition for this test. We're using full power 22s just because it should run just a little bit hotter than the subsonic stuff. Big difference between the subsonic and the sonic ammunition. Alright, so let's take a temperature reading of the suppressor. And it's about 112 degrees after that first 10 rounds. Let's stick another magazine in and continue shooting. All right, take another reading, and we're at 130 degrees, 129, 130 degrees. It's going up and down. We'll say 130. Next 10 rounds. All right, 30 rounds fired, and we're at about 140 degrees. Let's let the suppressor set for a few minutes, and we'll take one final reading. Okay, so we've waited about 5 minutes. We're going to take a reading of the suppressor. And it's about 120 degrees. So there's no heat soak going on. It would appear that right after we stopped firing, that was the hottest the suppressor got, and it started cooling from that point forward. Probably attributable to the fact that this one has the aluminum baffles in it and it has aluminum body, and as we all know, aluminum dissipates heat fairly quickly. All right, guys, so some final thoughts on the Huntertown Arms Guardian 22 line of suppressors. In my opinion, these suppressors are an outstanding value. If you take a look at the competing products on the market, you'll find that the Huntertown Arms Guardian suppressors are really affordably priced. But in that, you're not really giving up at all in terms of quality. The quality of these suppressors, I would say, is top-notch. I'm very impressed with these suppressors. Now, Jared did bring these suppressors out for us to test and evaluate today, but the suppressor you see on this GSG 1911 is the suppressor I actually purchased. I'm so impressed with these suppressors that I've actually purchased my own, and I plan on purchasing more as time goes on. I just got to get a few more guns with threaded barrels. Anyway, Jared, is there anything that you'd like to add?
Consumers, if you guys are interested in purchasing these products, you can visit us on the web at shop.21stcenturyfirearms.com. They are available on our online store. We would, however, prefer that you go to a dealer in your local area and have them contact us about becoming a dealer for the entire Huntertown Arms line, including the suppressors and the thread adapters. Today we only brought out some of the Guardians. We do have a bunch of tricks up our sleeves right now. Our mono core can is pretty close to completion, as well as the Fusion 1022 barrel. One thing you guys have really been hammering me about on my own YouTube page and my own Facebook and shop email to boot is something that looks just like this, but it's meant to shoot 9mm. It's called the Guardian 9. Pretty much identical in size and weight to the Guardian 22. We're still in the developmental stages of this guy. A lot of headway has been made on this, so stay tuned for this. As soon as we get a production a production model ready, we're going to contact him and make sure he puts it through the paces.
And I'm looking forward to seeing that. Jared, thanks a lot for coming out today.
Hey, thank you for having me.
I appreciate it, man.
Yep.
Guys, if you have any questions about these products, feel free to shoot us a note on our Facebook page. And you can reach us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/militaryarms. As always, everybody, thanks for watching. If you have any of those questions, feel free to ask them. Please come to our Facebook page because that's where we answer all of our questions. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you guys soon. So, man, can I shoot this Beretta with a suppressor on it?
I wouldn't have brought it if I wasn't going to let you shoot it.
All right, next question. Can I keep it?
No.
All right, well, I'll take shooting it. It's lightweight, man. Feels just like the 22.
For the size, you're going to be pretty surprised.
More sonic boom than anything else. I wasn't getting my ears rung, but that is cool. Very cool.
We hopefully are going to be able to street this guy for about 300 bucks.
300 bucks. It's a heck of a deal.
All right, now I got to have it back.
Thank you.